We've got some strong January retail sales, right? What's really behind these numbers and how much can we trust them?
Okay, so there were strong numbers for January, but January doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of the year when you're looking at retail. It's a small percentage of the year, and a lot of those sales were from clearance items. Not something that we love to see because they're lower margins, so that profit probably not going to follow through as much as it will, say, if it would be spring, brand new, full-priced merchandise. And so we saw some of these retailers upping their earnings guidance, but not by a lot, which probably suggests a lot of the sales fueled by clearance and people buying winter clothes, because guess what? It's cold.
Everyone,
and it wasn't earlier.
Like Brian, rummaging around in the clearance bins, right?
I can see that.
Yeah. Stacey Widlitz, SW Retail Advisors President and also CNBC contributor. Would you agree with that? Even though the numbers for January were good, we can't kind of take this as a leading indicator as to what the future months are going to look like.
I would agree with what Courtney said. The month of January is incredibly small. It's 5 to 7% of the year, really, and it is a clearance month. And I think if we learned anything, we've confirmed the fact that retailers have done a great job of transitioning full-price sales from December into January and training the consumer. Even Target told us today this is a company that typically doesn't do a lot of promotions during holiday, that the consumer was really coming in and eating up clearance. So you can't really read into this.
You know, I'm the last guy, Stacey, to talk or inquire about fashion. Okay, I'm lucky if I shower. All right.
That makes three of us.
Courtney and Mandy weigh about as much as each of my legs soaking wet. But there's a new trend out there with these horizontal striped shirts. I call it the French sailor problem, because we know if people like me wear horizontal stripes, it looks like I should be flying over a tennis match with a TV camera attached to my underside. Is this going to be a complete fashion bust that actually will hurt sales?
Well, you know what? As I wrote in a note yesterday, my sister gave me two very pieces of good advice when I was a teenager. Never wear horizontal stripes and never wear clothes that reflect light. So there is a lot of that going on this spring. I'm being brave today by wearing my stripes. But you're seeing that in the stores.
You did that. Yeah, and not just horizontal, but going all over the place.
They're all over the place to confuse you. But I'm not standing up, so it's okay.
Will retailers be left with a lot of inventory, though? I mean, they're going to be left with those bargain bins that we can rummage around in of, like, maxi dresses in stripes and mini dresses in stripes and pantaloon suits and everything in stripes?
Yes, well, I think, you see the fashion out there that's been interpreted by everybody from Gap to Zara to Marc Jacobs to Oscar, so it's all over the place. And the question is, can the average woman pull this off? My answer to that is probably not, and you really don't want to. It's a big risk. So a lot of people are worried about tough comparisons going into spring. We had a very early spring last year, so that's the first problem. And on top of that, I'm worried about how are women going to wear horizontal stripes.
Right.
So I think there will be leftover.
Parisian street mime.
Bunch of jailbirds.
Maybe you can hang out with the guy wearing the pantaloon suit.
And I don't know what.
Jacques in Tunisia, 1890.
It's coming back.
Go to war with the Moors.
It's coming back. Anyway. Mark my words. You heard it here first.
It's a very daring trend.
Thank you. Thanks, Stacey.